I'll likely do is I'll plan to post this recording and the transcript on our website, on our help website. All right, great. Well, let's get started. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to ask you to go ahead and put any questions that you have in the chat. So as we're going along, if you have any questions at all, just feel free to put them in the chat, and we will go over all of those at the end. Okay, so let's get started. My name is Mary Ann Bauer. This is Echo360 classroom recording and universal capture recording for home and office. This is part of our Fall Faculty Ramp Up 2021 virtual. I hope you're all enjoying these sessions that we're providing. I am with the Academic Technology Unit with AC&S, and I've been working for CSU for about 11 years now. So. Our agenda today is what lecture capture is and how it works, which classrooms have lecture capture capability, how to present, live stream, and record in the classroom, what students see when viewing Echo360 recordings and live streams, and Echo360 Universal Capture Personal from home and office. And then we'll talk a little bit about best practices for Echo360 recordings, and how Echo360 benefits students and faculty, and how to navigate our Echo360 help website. And then we'll take questions and answers. So as you see, I have a picture of our help website up here, and we'll be going over that in detail so that you will know exactly or generally where to go to find information that's helpful that you're seeking. Okay, so what is Echo360? Echo360 is our campus-wide lecture capture system. It allows instructors to record lectures automatically, and we have over 200 Echo360 enabled classrooms throughout our campus now. Many, if not all, of the general assignment classrooms have Echo, as well as many department rooms. We're at 220 now, 220 rooms. Echo360 also provides universal capture or personal capture software. It allows instructors to record lectures from their home or their office. So they would actually install software on their own computers and record that way. How does it work? So lecture capture is an automated process that records classes throughout campus, and it's free. So it is comprised of video via a video camera installed in a classroom, and audio that's recorded with a microphone. And in the classroom, what goes to Echo are either ceiling mics, which are just in a couple classrooms, Engineering B2 and B4, and also Clark A206. Those three classrooms have ceiling mics. They're quite expensive to install, so I don't know if we'll be installing any more in the near future. But most of the rest of the classrooms have boundary mics. These mics are sitting on the lectern, and you should see a green light right here. And can you see my mouse moving? I'm just curious.
Yes.
Great. And yes. If it's red, it means it's muted, and there might be a switch on the bottom of it that got switched. Because normally to mute the mic, you hold it down, and then you can talk to a student. You have to continue holding it down to mute it, and then when you let go, it goes back to green. If it stays muted, somebody has moved the switch, and it should be switched back. Or if there's no light at all, sometimes cables get unplugged. I don't know why, but you know, people are moving things around, and or they might unplug the cable thinking they'll plug something else in. So if there's no plug, try to find the cable, carefully line it up and plug it back in, or just dial 0 if there's a phone, or call the help desk and they'll send somebody out to help you. And then screen capture. So there's a document camera in most of the classrooms, and these doc cams can be will be hooked up into the system. So whatever is going to the projector, whatever's being projected is what's being picked up. There's lectern PCs in some of the rooms, and also the option to bring your own device, a laptop, for your PowerPoints or other presentations. So the Echo Pod stores the recordings for up to 2 weeks. The recordings are uploaded to your Echo360 account and are processed into your library in the cloud. This is what the Echo Pod recording device looks like. It is hidden from view, typically, inside the lectern with a spaghetti of cables around it. So this is not for faculty to mess with. You don't have to do anything at all with it. It's on its own. So just leave it be, and if there's issues, admin will come out and look at it or restart it or whatever. They are so incredibly reliable. We have very few failed recordings with these devices. That's why we went with this system. It's highly reliable. So the pods can be automatically scheduled to start and stop recording either once, like if you're doing a Friday afternoon recording to use in one of your classes, or pre-recording because you're going to be gone out of town, or you can schedule it to record on a weekly schedule. So if you have a class Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 a.m. to 9:50 a.m., that's when it will record. You can request from your admins to extend that just slightly if you need, if you want it to start a minute ahead or end a couple minutes later, up to 5 minutes. We need a little time in between for the pod to reset to start for the next faculty. And students can watch a live stream of the recordings. So that's a really handy thing, especially because of the situation with illnesses. If a student is out ill, it's great that they can watch a live stream if they're not too ill, or perhaps if they're quarantining or something, they still can participate. So how does it work? We have these Echo360 enabled classrooms, and when you go to our help website, and I'm actually going to go there at the end of the presentation, so I'll be reviewing all of these things one more time. But you have several tabs along the top of our website: home, faculty, students, etc. And under faculty, the third one down is current CSU Echo360 enabled rooms. You tap on that to see our list of websites for lecture capture rooms. Here's an example from last year, but we have added some more rooms, and I believe they are in the process of updating that list. All right, so let's talk about classroom recording. So we'll start with the Podium. One of the most important components is the Crestron control panel. And I'm glad you're here watching this so that you know that it's really important to turn the system on. If you don't turn the system on, there are some rooms that will not record at all, nothing. Other rooms, the camera's on all the time, but you won't get any audio or slides or anything. So even if you're not using a laptop and you're just having a discussion, if you want it recorded, you do need to turn the system on. You can hook up your laptop device, or you can use the lectern PC or a dock cam. Some of the cables that you'll find on the lectern, for those of you that are new to CSU, welcome. You will always find a USB connector, HDMI, or VGA, and Ethernet cables. If you're doing extensive work on the internet, like maybe you want to show an internet website or something, it's not a bad idea to go ahead and hook into the Ethernet. There is a guest network, but the Ethernet, if you log in with your regular and plug directly in, you'll get better results. You get faster and more reliable internet. So do know that the projectors will be coming on, and it takes a couple minutes. So plan ahead as you come to class. First thing to do is turn that on while you're getting all set up. And then you'll select the device. If you want to use the classroom PC or a dock cam or your HDMI laptop, you select your device. I want to talk about these mics. You will see some Shure mics, and they're probably sitting in a cradle charging. It's really important to understand that these mics are for voice lift only. In other words, if you're in a classroom, a pretty large classroom like an auditorium, these mics will allow you to amplify your voice so that the students in the very back can be heard, because that's where they usually sit. So make sure you put it mid-sternum. Right here is a good place. It's picking up the vibrations from your throat, so mid-sternum is a good place. You can pinch it onto your clothes if you don't have a button shirt on. And make sure the green light is on so the students can hear. But please understand that this mic is for voice lift only. It will not pick up and record to echo. Only the boundary mic will. Now, with that said, I have heard from some professors and have actually listened to some lectures, and if you have the volume set to about 50% or about halfway up, and you've got a nice volume there, some of that will get picked up if you do walk away. But it's best to do your very best to try to stay close to the boundary mic for the best quality audio. You can set a camera shot in these rooms. So once you turn on the system, there's usually a camera setup button. This is not for the dock camera. This is for the camera in the back of the classroom. Here's an example of a Clark A-wing setup. Some of them have recalls where you can recall different scenes, close, medium, and far. This would be a medium shot. This would be a wide shot, and then close-up would be very close. You can zoom and go up and down, pan and tilt, leave autofocus on. When you have the shot you want, you can exit. Most classrooms don't have the camera display on the Crestron, just so you know. So when you go to camera setup, you'll have some choices. I have a picture of it coming up, but you'll choose from 3 shots: a close-up, or what we call a tight shot, or a medium shot, which is, you know, a little bit of the lectern and maybe an area where a faculty might stand next to the lectern. And then a wide shot would usually be the whole front of the platform. So my recommendation is, in order to learn about the shots, the first day of class, use the number 1 close-up, stay near the podium. Then at the end of class, choose number 2, a medium shot, and then number 3, a wide shot. When you watch your first video, you'll see the different composition of the camera choices, and that will kind of give you a little bit more information about what the shots look like. So other devices you would hook up would be a lectern PC. Make sure the power light's on. They're usually open, and you should be able to see it, so you can turn it on. If you have any issues, holding that button in will shut the PC down, and then you can wait a few seconds and then tap it again to turn it back on. The other devices are the document cameras, and here's an example of one that does have a power button, so make sure you turn the power on and then back off when you're done, and always put it down if you're not using it or when you're done with it, so the next faculty member coming in won't have this in his face and forget to put it down. So it's important to put it back how you found it. Some of them, they go up and they turn on automatically, and then they go down and they turn off. So just be aware of that. Some have auto turn on and off. And you'll use the doc cam button, document camera. So again, on our website, there's something that's very helpful for you, and that is some demonstration videos. So if you go to the faculty button and you go to on-campus recording using Echo360 enabled rooms, you will see first a sample video of what it looks like to record in Echo360. This is Dr. John Labadie over in engineering, and he has given permission for me to allow a little snippet of his lecture so you can see what it looks like. And then there's also a classroom demonstration video that Ed Gudeman and I made with the help of Creative Services Filming for me last fall. And if you haven't seen it, I think it's really helpful to watch it and to see all the components, and Ed walks you through the whole lectern, so that's a great video, very helpful. All right, let's talk about best practices for Echo360. First of all, screens and slides. Use a large font, 24 point or above. This happens to be 40 point. Use high contrast colors. Limit to 7 lines of text or start a new line, which I just broke it because I counted 8, oops. Well, and then include pictures and graphics as much as possible to help communicate your content. All right, for the camera and video, use close-up shots when you can so students can get to know you better. Avoid wearing stripes. The camera can't focus. It kind of does this weird phasey thing when it's trying to focus on stripes. It's very distracting. And turn on podium lights for the camera. So look around, look up, and if you see some podium lights, then look on the wall. There's probably a switch to turn it on. That gives you a much better shot. And then look up at the camera to include the live streaming students, or if you have any students, probably won't have online because I know that CSU Online is using their studios to create most of their online classes. They're really nice quality. But if you have students that either are going to be watching later or students that are live streaming, you know, don't forget about them. Look up once in a while at the camera. And then finally, for live stream, champion one of your students in your class. Have a student in the class assigned to watch the live stream and report any issues. This is so helpful because we don't have the staff to watch hundreds of lectures every hour. So have a student do it, and if there are issues, they can let you know. I'm not getting any audio. Of course, you'd want them to have a headphone, and they don't have to listen to the whole thing, just at the very start to make sure everything is working great. Or you can have an online student, if you have any that happen to be watching online. Maybe you're teaching a hybrid class or somebody's at home for the semester, whatever. You can have them watching the live stream and reporting any issues. You can have them contact you with cell phone, email, whatever your preference is. So I recommend that just to kind of make sure, especially at the very beginning, just to make sure everything's going well. And then how do I do it? Well, it's easy. So all classes are scheduled through Aries Web or Banner. All of those classes that are in Banner will automatically have an Echo360 course and section created. And the faculty accounts will be created, or the faculty will be assigned if there's already an account. So it's really important that you make sure that your course section is there. If it's not, there's a chance that perhaps somebody in your department hasn't made a change to the registrar that you're now teaching this course. You know, there's always a lot of changes at the beginning, fall semester. And so, or new faculty, they're waiting for their EID, and so they haven't been assigned yet. So those things happen. But every night, Echo updates everything. and it will create the courses and the sections. Faculty who wish to record will opt in this semester. This is different from last fall, but the same as last spring. So they will actually choose to create their recording schedule for either all their classes or to request recording for only specific classes. And faculty will do this through our Echo360 help website, and I will be demonstrating that later for you. So you'll see how to do it. I can walk you through now, but I also want to go to the website later and do that. So on our help website, students, self-help, recording requests. It's the first choice. Create, manage Echo360 recording schedules. And then you get your box. And what you do is you move it from universal capture only to engineering to the actual classroom that you're teaching in. You just tap on the classroom and you tap any of them. It'll turn blue. And then when you tap the next one, it stays gray, showing that it's on that particular classroom. Here's an example of somebody who is turning on their course to be recorded. They also already have one scheduled, and this is how you know that it's scheduled to record. You'll see the classroom name, and you'll see the word scheduled, and a box to remove the schedule if you decide later to go back here and stop recording. Like at the end of the semester, maybe you don't want to record the last 4 weeks. You can turn the recording off right there. That's what we do to help you out. And then if you have any other instructions for us, you can put them here, and Ed Gudeman and I will read those instructions and follow up with you. That goes to our ticketing system, and we get tickets for all of these requests. So you can email the staff, email instructor will send a copy of this to yourself. That's probably a good idea to do that. And actually, I'm not sure if on yours, that might be the admin only. Now that I think about it, I don't think when you're doing it, you get those choices. You just get the email. And then don't forget to submit the request. That's really important. Okay. So what do you do then? You show up and you teach. Make sure your light is on and your mic. That's all you really need to check, and you're good to go. Do want to check it. If it is red, again, it's muted. We talked about that earlier, so just make sure it's turned on and teach. So after class, your recording will upload automatically and be available for viewing in a couple hours. So this is what it will look like when you log into your Echo360 account. You'll see that, I'm going to use this mouse. You'll see that there's a library button here, and all of your videos you've ever done are in this library. So that's where they all are. You also have the option of going to courses. We'll look at that in a moment. But all of your videos are here. There could be, if you have a couple hundred videos over a period of a few years, as you're accumulating classes that you're recording, you will have pages. So the first page might have 50 videos, and don't forget to look for other pages. You have great sort capability. You can sort by date created, by name, etc. And then if you want to look at a particular video, you hover over the thumbnail, and this ellipsis comes up, the 3 blue dots in the bottom left corner here. I'm sorry, bottom right corner. You just tap that, and this box shows up. And you can view the video, you can share it. This is where you go to create links. You can edit the media. You can actually cut off the front, the start, or cut something off at the end. Let's say you have a conversation with the student and you forget that you're still recording, so you've stopped class a little early. You can edit that out. And then there's more actions. But you hover and tap. All right, I want to take a quick poll. So I'd like to see a show of hands for who has used lecture capture from a classroom in the past, And if you want, you can just type, let's see, I'm going to close that and bring up this. There we go. All right, so that's the transcript. Let's go to conversations. Okay, so has anyone actually used this in the past? You can type in the chat, or you can just give me a thumbs up. No, you haven't. Okay. Okay, Ginny's got her hand up. Ginny, do you want to ask a quick question? Is that Jennifer? Yeah. Go ahead, Jennifer. You can unmute your mic and ask your question. Or are you just saying, yes, you have recorded?
I was just saying, yes, I have recorded, but I did have a quick question, and yeah, maybe you're going to go over this. Mm-hmm. So last year, during the pandemic, when we weren't on campus as much, I utilized the same library to upload recorded PowerPoint presentations that I recorded at home. Are you going to go into that a little bit too? Because I did run into trouble in some courses that I guest lectured in where they weren't utilizing Echo360 and they were uploading directly to their Canvas, where we ran out of room.
That's right.
And, yeah. Are you going to talk a little bit about that?
Yes, and since you brought it up, when we do the demonstration, I'll show you where to go to get some PDF help guides for how to upload it. It really is pretty easy.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right, very good. I'm going to scroll down here, see if we have any other users. I guess not. All right, good.
I have used it in the veterinary class because they have a cohort of students up in Alaska. So I've never done anything except walk into the classroom and start recording.
Okay.
The one thing that the Alaskan people did say is that you cannot see the whiteboard with Echo360. So you have to use the doc cam or something else.
That's right. That's right. That is a little bit of a difference there, that you do have to actually do that. So that's good to know. I'm going to go ahead and go over these questions toward the end. I will be covering those. Let's see, slides working, not a general problem. Okay, so it looks like the slides weren't working initially. Are we seeing them now?
It was just a brief, it took a while to advance to the first slide. It was okay. Quickly resolved.
Okay, perfect. All right, let's get back to our presentation here. All right, let's talk about linking Echo to Canvas. I think what I need to do is Apple Tab. There. Can I? Yeah. Then Apple Tab. There. It keeps coming up. Oh, well, I'm just going to leave it. It doesn't hurt anything, does it? All right, so linking Echo360 to Canvas. So there is a great PDF, and these are just screenshots of it. I shouldn't use my mouse. Get back to that. Okay. So basically, there are 2 steps to linking to Canvas. And again, I'll show you where to get the PDF, because that's the best thing for you to do, is to just follow that. But you're basically going to go to settings in Canvas. You'll bring up your course, go to settings, then navigation, and then you'll find the Echo button, and there are instructions on how to enable it. So you're going to enable it or turn it on, and then you can place it wherever you want it. You want it at the bottom, you want it toward the top, wherever you want it in the list of your navigation. That's step 1. Don't forget to save. And then step 2 will be to actually connect your course by selecting your course section, and then tapping the light blue button on the right, link content, and that will set your course up so that the Echo recordings will be under that button. That's really a great way to organize everything because it's all chronological by date, and your students can just go in and find the videos very easily. You also can create links and put them in, and you can create embed codes and embed them. And there is even an easy embed button available in your Canvas rich content editor. So you can, and there, I do have a document also on our website that walks you through how to do that. So that would be another way to do it. The one thing I want to tell you is to try to use private links. We want the students to go through Canvas to get to Echo. That collects really great analytics for you. You can see who's viewing the videos, how long they're watching them, etc. So here's an example of what students would see in their course. They have an Echo360 button. And when they tap on that button, it opens up a list of all of the what we call classes. So for each class, this is what Echo calls a class. It's really a container for one video and or one presentation that you can upload. So each of these is a class, and these are all the different dates. This happens to be what it looks like when Neil Grigg is going to schedule his class to record. And he can go ahead and look at all the videos. The students just tap on a video and they can select view, and off they go. This looks a lot like if you log into the Echo360 portal and you go to your course section, this is what it looks like. And this is where you can go to see analytics, and you have some settings for your courses, etc. The only thing you wouldn't see is the link and unlink, because this is specific to the Canvas course. All right, so if you are live streaming and you set up lives, actually when we set up the recording, they're all set up automatically to live stream. You'll see a green live button here. If it's not running live, it'll be gray. But if you are recording, it turns green. And the students that are live streaming would just tap that live button. They'll get this message, click below to show the live stream. They click show live stream. And then it might be waiting if it's just a few, like a minute ahead. And then it comes right up for them. And this is what they see. They'll see your backdrop, whatever your desktop is, whatever you're sharing. And then they'll see a video of you. It looks like I'm falling asleep there. So additional examples, here's some real ones with real professors. I only have a master's in ed tech, so I'm not a professor, but here's Dr. Grigg, and he is recording in Engineering B4, and this is what's up on his projector. And I believe he's either using a USB stick with the PC, or he's using his laptop. And then here's another example. This is over in Scott 229, I believe. And these would be examples of, I think we have a closer up shot than this, but so this is probably, he's zoomed out just slightly. You can also do voiceover PowerPoints, so you don't necessarily have to have your video showing for your students, but you do want to let us know if you want us to turn your video off for all of your recordings. We can do that. And then this is an example of someone who has recorded from home during the pandemic, I believe, and he's writing on a whiteboard right behind him. So his little camera that's sitting on his home computer is picking that up really nicely. And he also has his laptop hooked up and recording the screens on his laptop there. So there is some interaction that your online students can do, especially like if you're doing a hybrid class where half of the students come on Tuesday and the other half on Thursday. We might see some of that again this fall. Or if you have some students at home, they can interact and you can interact with them. If you have this up on another device, you can actually pose questions. You can see if students ask questions. This is what they would tap to ask a question. And another thing that's really helpful is they can use this confusion flag. And what they would do is if they're confused about a particular part or need a little help with that, they tap that confusion flag and it marks right where it is on the video. Then after class, you would see that and you can actually go in and see what area your students were confused. And if you had, say, 5 confusion flags on a particular point, then that kind of helps you drive your instruction on what you might want to review the next time you meet. Students also have bookmarking and note-taking ability as well. Sorry about that. All right, so let's talk about Echo360 Universal Capture real quick. Again, I have a great PDF that will walk you through the whole process. This is how you would log into your Echo360 account, by the way. You go to ecto360.org. You use your first name, last name @colostate.edu. Always use this email for Echo. And then you'll authenticate with your EID and password. And then you'll get into the screen that has library, courses, etc. And under Create, you'll see new, select New Software Capture, New Software Capture right there. That's where we go. If you're a first-time user, you'll be redirected to install. And it's really easy. It just walks you through and you can install it on your device. Once you've done that, you still go back to New Software Capture to launch it. And that way it hooks you up to your account and knows what all your courses are and makes it much easier if you go that way. So it records camera, mic, computer screen, and of course the camera is optional if you really want more of a voiceover PowerPoint. And then see the Echo Help website for more details on that. We'll take a look at that later. So once you launch Universal Capture, while you're logged into Echo360, you launch it. The important thing to do before you start recording is to edit capture details. You'll find it in the upper left corner. I've blown it up here so you can see it a little bigger. It says edit capture details. And it opens this window. And you can give it a title. You don't have to do a description or a tag, but it's helpful for searching later. And then you publish it to the course that you want. So you pick the particular course name that you want to, course section where you want to publish it. And then make sure you check the live stream if you want it to live stream, or turn it off, tap it again if you don't want to live stream. And don't forget to save or submit. See, that's why I need this thing. If I can move it. There. Yeah, don't forget to save. Okay. So your display will show your desktop, and when you're ready to record, you'll tap the red button to start recording. Once recording, the Echo Capture box disappears, all of that disappears, and just a small icon remains. So it's up in the upper right corner of your screen, and it's this little red record, and that's what you would tap to open it up to finish the capture or to pause your capture. Here's an example. You tap the red button, it says get ready, it counts down 3, 2, 1, and then see what it does, it collapses. I've had a couple of support calls saying, I don't know what it's recording, it went away, and I don't know what to do now. So I wanted to make sure you were aware that it's supposed to do that. It collapses, so it completely goes away, and the only thing is that where you would know it's recording is that this blue turns red. And again, that's what you tap when you're all done and you want to stop recording, or you use the shortcuts. So now you're recording, you can launch your PowerPoint, etc. When you're all done, tap the record icon when you're finished and tell it to process, and the recording automatically uploads to your course or your library. If you didn't specify a course, it goes to your main library. You still can assign it to a course later if you forget. That does happen sometimes, or you're in a huge hurry. No worries. If it's in your library, you still can get it into your course. So you allow time for processing. So if it's a 15-minute recording, allow about 30 minutes or so for processing. So just double the time. If it's an hour-long class that you're recording, allow a couple hours before it's available for students to watch. It will say in your library that it's processing. That's what it'll look like. And then once you're all done, it will show up, and you'll have an actual icon with something from the recording. Okay. All right, so another show of hands. How many of you have used lecture capture software from home or from office in the past? We'll take a look. Just curious. I don't think we have, so you're all brand new. Oh, a couple have done it. All right, do you have anything to share with the group about your experience with lecture capture software?
I did mine a long time ago when my camera was ancient, and I would really like to redo them because I was really unhappy with the quality of the camera, though the PowerPoints turned out really well, and it was a lot of fun to edit. You can only edit by taking out, you can't add anything, so keep that in mind as well. So if you mess up, just take a pause and then restart again, and it allows you to take that section out where you messed up, but you can't add anything later. So that's something to keep in mind.
Yeah, so I recommend save as and create, a copy and leave the original so that if you need to go back to it for some reason, you can. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right.
Similar to...
did you want to share?
Yes, I was about to say similar to Jennifer Hatzel's comment in the chat. The School of Ed has used Zoom because our classes are very interactive, not just lecture-based. So that way, everybody who joins the Zoom meeting is captured on the recording through Zoom. And then we use Echo360 to upload, process, edit those recordings, and then generate the link that we then put in Canvas. So I just wanted to mention there's another session this afternoon that Ed is doing on the Zoom integration with Echo360, and I'm looking forward to joining that. So other people who've used Zoom with Echo360, I encourage you to join that meeting too. So. Yes, because they keep adding new capabilities, and you now have the ability and the control to go in and assign your Zoom course to
your Zoom number, your meeting number, to a specific course. And then when you're recording, it goes right into your course folder. So it's pretty slick. Yeah, so definitely want to join for that. That's a great use of teaching using Zoom. I love that product. And Teams as well. Teams is not as easy. You do have to download the video and then upload it, but it's not too difficult. At least you have a video if you want to use it, if you happen to record in Teams. Okay, so how does lecture capture benefit our students? Well, the students can watch at their own speed. I am going to try to, I know there's a way. Just a second here. There. I don't know why it keeps coming up. It didn't yesterday. Oh well. We will continue on, right? All right, so it benefits our students because they can watch at their own speed. They can actually speed it up or slow it down. They can re-watch content. The Canvas integration is wonderful. Echo360 offers some collaborative tools. Students can take notes via the Echo360 interface. They can bookmark specific areas of recordings. The students can participate in discussions via the Echo360 interface. And they can indicate areas of confusion, which is very helpful. Tap there. In addition, they can view on a mobile device. They can, it helps with students that have different learning styles. It helps our international and ESL students, adds value to the course. It reduces the impact of sick days and absences, which has become very important in the last year. And then the use of electronic data feed is more visible than the whiteboard. So using a doc cam, a computer screen, or whatever's being projected, the visuals are so much easier to see. And what's in it for me? Well, students will like you more, really, because the UTFAB has made it a priority to increase lecture capture. They've actually, the students are the ones that are asking for more and more lecture capture rooms and asking that their faculty record. So they want you to record. The University of Toledo trigonometry class study looked at failure rates, and they decreased from 28% to 4% using Echo360, because students could go back and watch the complex diagrams and learn better from that. COVID-19 restricted students will have an opportunity to watch your lectures and keep up with your classes. And hybrid taught classes will allow students to watch a lecture live one day and then on another online. And then that allows for smaller class sizes to meet any kind of social distancing requirements, which we may still see a little bit more of that this fall. I guess we're not quite over it yet. We're getting there. All right, and you will have access to viewer analytics, so you can see who's viewing your videos, student by student, and how long they've been watching, so you know if they're watching your recordings. You can use data and student questions to inform your instruction. And then the students really, their note-taking, confusion flags, their discussions, bookmarks, transcripts, and closed captioning is also available at a fee through the Disabilities Office. And then your courses are archived for future use, so you can reuse them. So down at the bottom here, I have a couple examples. This is an example of a student who has asked a question, and in your on your screen, where it lists all the classes, you can see a red number for how many questions are have been asked. And then this is an example. When you open it, you can see that somebody has asked this particular question. So that, and the same thing with the confusion flag. It would show a confusion flag. So if you are going to any professional conferences, or if you're out for a week, you can pre-record. You can use last term's recordings and clone them to this new semester. You can evaluate your own in-class performance, watch and listen, evaluate the visuals and the content. Media professionals do this daily to improve their presentation. So there's an example. So common objections. No one will come to my class. My hair looks awful. I sound like a gerbil. I'll lose control of my content. It's a pain to record. Well, the fact is that if you're only lecturing and you don't say anything about any kind of requirements for students to come to class, that you may see students tending to want to watch the lectures. Many like to come to class and participate, but some might prefer watching the lectures from home. So if you want them in class, then it's important that you include information on your syllabus about that. That, you know, we're going to be having some pop quizzes, or we're going to be doing discussions or group work. You're required to come to class. The videos are only for your use to review later. Please plan to come to class. Maybe you give points for attendance, etc. So just make that clear to them, what your expectations are. And you also can have control over your content. You can stop providing the lecture if you chose to do that, or you can set it up so that there's a date time range, like just a week that they can watch the lecture, or delay it so it's not available for them to watch for a day or two. Whatever you want to do, you can do that. And the system is very secure. All right. Some additional best practices and strategies. Evaluate your teaching style, use it or not. You control the content. You put it in the can to keep it for later use. You can flip your classroom. Have students view pre-recorded lectures and use class time for discussion, projects, case studies, applied skills, that kind of thing. You can augment your in-class material with the universal capture videos, which a lot of faculty have done. Okay, so we're toward the end of our presentation here, and I'm going to flip back out. And what I'd like to do is, actually, I'm going to escape out of this because I want to go to the web here. All right, and let's look at our help website. So we're going to review where everything is located here. I think this will be helpful for you. Okay, so the most important thing to know is that on the home page of our help website, which is help.echo.colostate.edu, and I have that on the slide later, so you can write it down if you need to, or take a screen pic or whatever. So the important thing to note is that there are important announcements for faculty over on the right. And under here, there's all kinds of information. Here's a link to that Zoom integration presentation that Ed's going to give this afternoon. So if you need to sign up for that. And there's really great help links to all of the things that you probably might be needing for the fall. Here's one for creating and managing echo schedules and recordings. And if you tap on that, it goes to this page. It's also under the faculty tab right there. And you'll usually find helpful PDFs toward the top of each of these pages. So here's the one that I wanted to share with you. Create and manage Echo360 recording schedules. It's a PDF, and it's very helpful. It will walk you through the whole process, what it looks like. Okay, so that's one for you to remember. And then going back home, there's also information about combining recordings. So if you have a hybrid class, chances are that you're recording 001 section on Tuesdays and the 002 section on Thursdays. You want to combine them so all your students can see them. So you would use combined recordings. So under recording requests, here's combined recording schedules. So once you create the schedule, you also want to combine it. Okay. And then here are some links for cloning sections if you want to go back and get last semester's, or creating links, embed codes. What if you had a video that was from Teams that you uploaded? Here's how you assign it to a specific course section. And then here is a link on how to link to Canvas. So we have some really helpful links right here. So if you look under faculty, you'll see several choices. And if this feels at all overwhelming, because there's a lot of information, one of the requests I had last year after my presentation was, do you have like a one-pager that kind of just has it, or a sheet that has like everything we need to do? So I created that under faculty, get started. So if you're brand new to it, open this PDF. So this has links to everything you need. It has the help echo. Here's the link, help.echo.colostate.edu. That is our website. There's no www on front. Okay. And it has links to all of the important things that you need to do. First, you want to see what classrooms are available. Then with Echo enabled capabilities. And then here's information on logging into the account, exploring your account, your Echo account. Here's a PDF on exploring that has great information on how to navigate through the Echo site, how to activate recordings, etc. So lots of really good information here. Okay, so that's the faculty get started. Remember I told you about the demonstration video? That is right here on the very first faculty, well, it's right under get started, on campus recording. And then this is the demo classroom video. And then there's a lot of other good information. Here's a good example of what the Crestron looks like in many of the rooms where it doesn't have a picture, it just has the choices. And again, you'll have to do a little trial and error to see the close-up, medium, and wide shot and what that looks like in a particular classroom. In really small classrooms, some of the C-wing classrooms, the smaller ones, I don't even think there's a choice, it's just one static shot, just so you know. Okay. All right. And then the current enabled rooms, we'll be updating that to add some new rooms. We have about 40 new ones. And then this is where you can go to get more information about your account and login. And then for home office recording, everything you need to know about universal capture. And the PDF for the install, I have a video of it. It's a little older. The PDF has the most accurate information on how to install and use universal capture software. Because now you just want to go to the Echo website and start it from there. You always want to do that. And that just, again, this PDF describes how to do that. Then a little bit about Zoom, and then linking Echo to Canvas. This is the PDF you need for that right there. Okay, so there's also a page for students. And if they're having access issues, we have some good information for them. And also how do they access the content through, it walks them through Canvas, getting into Canvas, etc., and viewing the live stream. That's a good one. And then there's self-help guides. So all of our guides are found under here. They're categorized, hopefully easy to find.
Hi, can I ask a quick question?
Go right ahead.
At the top of that, you say to use Firefox as the browser, which seems more certain than what you said yesterday, because apparently yesterday you said that Chrome works fine as well.
Yes, Firefox and Chrome are the two that we recommend, and that's true of Canvas as well. So we don't recommend Edge or Safari. Safari is problematic. So right. Yes, Firefox and Chrome.
Well, I'm just anticipating that students the first day are going to say that definitely said to do that. I have Chrome. Will I be okay? That's the you know, or do I have to do that?
Is that on the students one? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, it's very clear.
Yeah. You know what? Here's what we tell them: use Firefox or Chrome. If you have issues, install Firefox. You know, with the Chrome. So. Gotcha. Every once in a while, a student will have issues. A lot of times it has to do with them needing to clear their cache or something like that.
Gotcha. Okay. So that's all good advice. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Also under self-help is the Echo360 corporate website, and that's great to get information and sort, but sometimes it's information overload. So that's why or it's not 100% applicable to us at CSU, so that's why we created a lot of our own self-helps. Here's recording requests, where you can request special recordings or request to remove a schedule that you don't want, like you want to get rid of a couple dates. We can help you with that. Remove it for the entire semester, you know, how to do all that. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at Create, Manage, Echo recording schedules. So I'm going to go there. I log in. All right, you would not have this, obviously, because I'm an admin, so I have it, but your name would come up here. Do I have a volunteer that would give me a last name, and we can look at courses and see what it looks like to turn them on to record? You can just say, go ahead and just say it out loud.
Sure, I'll do it.
Okay. Last name?
Antolin, Antolin.
Sorry. You have to hit the search button. You don't have to do this. That's me. Are you Michael?
That's me.
All right. Let's look at your fall courses. So you go to fall, and in a week or so, this will populate to fall automatically. We're just waiting for the end of the summer session, which should be pretty shortly here. It takes a few minutes for it to load, especially if you have a lot. All right, so
let's do
this one is an 801, so it's not in a classroom. There's nothing you can record there, but right. This one is in a classroom. It's in the Stadium 1207.
Yes.
So if you want to turn the recording on, you tap it, turns blue. And if you tap more than one, then each one you tap turns blue, just so you know. Like if I were to tap somewhere else, it stays gray. See that? Uh-huh. I have to put this back because that's what we're going to do. Okay, so Stadium 1207. I'll email you. Do you want me to go ahead and submit this? Do you want it on?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, and if you have any other instructions for us or additional things you might want, like maybe there's something not showing up, like you can say, I'm going to be teaching a lab, you know, in this classroom. Gotcha. I want that recorded too, etc. And then submit. I'll email the instructor and submit the request.
Gotcha. Now, one of the questions I asked you that got lost in the stream of comments was, can I go into, I've never used that classroom before, and I've never used Echo Live, but can I go into that classroom and maybe schedule a separate time with you ahead of time to just take a test run?
We're limited on staff. I'm working from home, and Ed and Classroom Support Services is finishing up some installs, so I'm not sure that there's anyone available. That's one reason we created the demonstration video.
Right.
So definitely watch that. And then you can make arrangements. You'll have to have help with the building proctor to get access to that room, because I think the stadium's kind of locked up until classes start.
Gotcha.
So you can make arrangements. I can show you real quick, guys, how you can actually start an automatic recording, just so you could do a test recording if you want to. So I'll show you how to do that just a little bit. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. But
thank you.
You're welcome. What I wanted to say was your message. Let's see. So your message was sent. So make sure it says created, and then the number of recordings you were expecting it to create. Recording schedules. Okay, so make sure you get that summary, and then it should highlight what was scheduled. And when it's scheduled, remember it shows scheduled, and that if you go back later and look, in fact, let's do that. We're just going to do that real quick so you can see what that looks like.
Yeah. Yeah, so I got an email that actually says that I'm scheduled.
Perfect. So if you, anytime you wanted to check the status of what's scheduled, you go back to that same place, and there it is. See how it shows scheduled now?
Yeah.
And if you wanted to remove the schedule, let's say the last 2 weeks of class, you're not going to record. They're doing presentations or something else, or you can just check that box and then submit it, and that would remove the recording schedule. So you have the control to record or stop recording anytime you want. Okay.
Yep. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. Okay. So, and then somebody had asked about technical support. So we have common technical issues, and we talked a little bit about that, and echo outages. You can always check the status page. They hardly ever are out, honestly. They've been really good. You can report a classroom issue. If there's hardware issues, use this form to report a classroom issue. If there's software, like something about your account or the recording schedules or that thing, you can contact CSU Echo360 Software Technical Support. That's Ed Goodeman and myself. So that would be.
Sorry, I'm the one that had that question, and the reason I asked is because yesterday I was trying to get in there, and it just kept throwing me back to the to the screen to create a schedule.
Huh? Really?
Even when I click on technical support, it throws me back to the screen to create a schedule. So it's like there's a glitch. I don't know if it's on my side or your side, but
you didn't get this.
No, absolutely not. So I wanted to know what number or email I can contact, because I'm not able to see it on the website.
Okay, so it's echo360help@colostate.edu. So you can write that down.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It seems to be working now. You might give it a quick try and see.
Maybe my computer, but it's really hard to know. I mean, I'm using Chrome. I don't know.
Huh. Yeah, I hadn't heard that before, but that's worries me, because if somebody needs help, I want them to be able to find us. We don't really have phone support, and with the pandemic, it's just been really difficult. Due to budget issues, we don't have student support this semester. So really, this is the best way to contact us, to put in your course and section you're teaching and the type of issue, and then just type out what your concern is and submit the request. We asked for 2 business days, but I've been pretty on it, and maybe the first, like the week before classes and the first week of classes, you know, we might have up to 100 that Ed and I are going through. So it might take a couple days, but more likely we're getting through everything within a day. and we check it pretty often. So it's a good way to get help, and plus we're documenting what's wrong and what needs help. But remember that you also want to use this one if it's hardware, report a classroom issue. Let's see, will it let me go there? I guess not while I'm in this form. All right, we'll go back home. Yeah.
This is Mike Antolin again. I got the email and it you know, shows me that the recordings are scheduled, and then there's a hot link that says under the room name it says scheduled, and if I hit that, it actually doesn't take me anywhere. It just says I'm not allowed to go there. So is that a glitch? Should I have been able to see something there?
I don't know, because it's an automatic email that goes out by Echo. It sounds like a glitch. If you wouldn't mind forwarding that to me, that would be helpful.
Okay.
I'm going to bring up the PowerPoint one more time.
Yeah. It's the email from you, so I'll just return it to you.
Okay. We'll do this poll in just a second. But here are all the contacts. So this is the help website, help.echo.colostate.edu. To log into Echo360, you want to go to ecto360.org. And then this one is help.echo360.org is the actually Echo360's website where you can search for a lot of good information. And then the email to get support, technical support, echo360help@colostate.edu. And then this is my email address at Colostate, marianne.bauer@colostate.edu, and Ed Gudeman. Ed is on campus, and he's kind of the classroom hardware support and our Zoom expert. And his email I'm listing here as well. We do, if you forget what this is, it's okay to email us. I will probably forward it to the help so that we create a ticket and we have a ticket that we can follow up on. Because we like to document everything we're doing so we know what rooms we've had issues with or what types of projects we've had issues with. So if you wouldn't mind, send me your email that you got, just forward it to me. And I'll take a look at that link and see. Maybe it'll let me in. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I did so. So we'll see what happens. Thank you.
Yeah, we definitely should look at that. Okay. And then questions. Let's end the show again here. I'm going to collapse all this and look at our classrooms, our questions here. So here we go. Back to this. All right, so we probably have a lot. There might be some. Oh yeah, we're out of time. Sorry, I probably lost a lot of people, but I apologize. We went over, but let's see. So they asked about support. So we just talked about technical support. And yeah, that's weird. We'll double check on that. It might be your browser.
Yeah, I mean, I tried clearing the cache and everything. I mean, it didn't help. It just kept even. I mean, the same thing yesterday and today. It just keeps going back to the same create a schedule. And that's if I click on to combine courses, to combine sections, which is what I was trying to do. It won't allow me to do that either, and so that's what I'm going to email the Echo360 help about. But
and you said you're using Chrome.
I'm using Chrome, yeah.
Okay. Do you want to share your screen real quick? Maybe we can take a quick look.
Yeah. Let's see. How do I?
So there's do you see your microphone in the upper right corner?
Yeah.
So to the right of that is a little box. I'm going to exit.
Okay.
And that will stop sharing. And now there's a little up arrow. I think you can now click on that.
Okay. So, so like if I go to technical support and I go here, this is what I get.
Huh, that is so weird.
And if I go to combine recording schedules, that's what I was initially trying to get, I get the same thing.
Huh. Well, go ahead. Let's see. Go ahead and go to recording requests. Do the top one first. And then go from summer to fall down for the term and display the courses. Let's just walk through it. Okay, scroll down, yeah. Okay, so it shows the schedule. Okay, now scroll back up. Now go to home. Right, now try the technical support. Yeah, that is just really weird. It does feel like it's kind of a cache thing where it's.
Yeah, I mean, I sometimes have had issues with the cache. I cleared it last night completely, waited a few minutes, started it up again, exactly the same thing. So
do you have Firefox?
I don't have Firefox. I guess I could try it with Firefox. I've never had this sort of issue with anything in the CSU website, but I could try Firefox.
Yeah, especially with Apples. It looks like you have an Apple because I see your Safari.
Yeah.
But, you know, for the website, let's just try Safari just for the heck of it.
Okay, so, all right. Probably I should.
Yeah, close that.
What's the website?
Oh, it's go up to the top. It's help.echo. Yeah, just type it in there. Help. There it is.
Okay, so I don't know.
There you go. All right, log in. Okay. Scroll down.
Oh, sorry.
It's still doing just that. It's stuck with.
Yeah, it's still the same thing. So if I go to
combine,
it gives me exactly the same website. And if I go to this one, I don't know, I haven't tried it, but yeah, it gives me the same thing.
That's weird. Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and well, just email me direct, marianne.bauer, and I'll put it in our ticketing system because you can't get to the ticketing. Well, actually, you can if you just manually type it.
Yeah, I'll just type the Echo360 help Echo State and send that. But it helps that you've seen what's going on, so you know sort of.
Yeah, that is a weird one. I might have to contact Echo about our Echo, the person that helped us create the website and find out what's going on.
So playing along at the same time as you've been doing this, I'm on a PC with Chrome, and I didn't have any of those issues.
Okay.
I tried to mimic exactly what Adam is seeing, and I didn't have any of those issues using Chrome on a PC. So.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That is just really weird, isn't it?
So there you go.
Yeah. And I'm on an Apple. I haven't had issues. You might try shutting your computer down and starting it back up. But you said you tried it yesterday and today, right?
Yeah, I haven't shut my computer off. I'll try that before I email you.
Okay. Sounds like a good plan. All right. Did either of you, whoever's left, because I'm sure that the rest of these questions, I'm hoping.
I think Adam and I are the last two left.
I think so. So there's probably not too many questions. So I'll look over those. I can email those folks. Looks like we didn't have a lot of questions, so hopefully I covered what was needed. Yeah.
Well, your resources look really good, so thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, we worked hard on that website, but it's still, I still get emails that it was overwhelming. I couldn't find. So it is overwhelming a little bit. I mean, there's a lot of information there, but it's hard to organize it in a way that everyone can find what they need. So
yeah, I could tell you I'm new to using Echo.
Mhm.
Previously, I did some online stuff using their Kaltura system that online uses, which is actually quite good.
Yes, it is
but
good.
before that, I actually did Zoom and those kinds of things, but I'm not going to do that anymore. I think I just need to use one platform, and I think the issues with transcripts and closed captioning and things like that, I think just need a uniform way of doing those, and so I'm going to stick with Echo. It seems like it has all that capability. So.
It does, yeah. And were you with us yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you got to see the part about transcripts and closed captioning and all of that. So
yeah, and yeah, my Kaltura videos got moved over to Echo, and they all have all those features preserved. But the previous Zoom ones, I didn't do that, and so it looks like I'm going to have to redo some of those. But
if you upload the videos individually from Zoom into Echo, they'll create transcripts for them.
Oh, they will. I see.
So
gotcha.
If they're all stored over in Zoom, you can move them into Echo. You can upload them into Echo.
Gotcha. I do have that, so I didn't realize that. So Echo will update them in that way. Well, maybe I should listen in this afternoon then.
Yeah. Yes, because if you do a Zoom, it is pretty slick. Those Zoom meetings can get recorded and moved automatically into a course section. That's pretty slick. And if you turn on that button, you don't have to put links. I mean, you can if you prefer to put links in your modules. Absolutely, I encourage that. But if you're not wanting to take that time right now, then just turn on the Echo button and you're good to go. Then the Zoom recordings go straight into that Echo button for the students to access. That's
mostly I'm concerned about older videos that I made in spring of 2020 when we first started, and those kinds of things. And can I still use those, or do I have to make new ones, or that sort of thing?
And I like Echo360. I'd be curious to hear back from you when you compare that product, the universal capture, to the Kaltura.
I see. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll be happy to. I'll be happy to share any experiences.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to do that. All right.
Cool. All right.
Great.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Marianne. That was great.
Yes.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Well, have a great semester.
Bye-bye. We'll do our best.
Yes. Bye-bye.